Hi everybody, this is Katie Carney and this is my Flosstube number 43. It is April 25th, it's a Sunday, and it is a dreary, wet, but not quite raining anymore day in Scranton. You guys are in my actual bedroom today. It was time to turn my clothes, even though we had snow last week. Meaning my fall winter stuff needed to go up to the attic and the spring summer stuff needed to come down. The issue being, of course, when you're doing that, you make a huge mess. And I ended up moving this dresser here, has always been in my front room, and I switched it and the dresser that is in the front room to the back. Also, grandmother, if you're watching this, I definitely did not do that. It is not a thing and you don't need to yell or panic. So the dresser that was in here, the drawers are only like this high and they're only like this deep. They're useless. You can't put clothes in them. I bought the dresser from a friend for a very good price, but I hate it. I can't really fit my clothes in there. So yesterday I had the stunning realization that this dresser that's always been in my front room that has like my makeup and purses and stuff in it, I could put that in the back room and put my clothes in there. But now everything that was in here is on top of the dresser out there because the drawers are so small that not everything will fit. And it looks like a bomb went off. So all that to say, we're in my bedroom today because it's neater than that room. Although apparently when I took my sweater off last night, I just threw it up on my coat rack. Also, I'm not a Mets fan, but I went to a Mets game many years ago, and we got there and our seats were in the sun and I did not have a hat, so I have a Mets hat that I never wear, but you spend so much money on a hat at a Major League Baseball game that you do not want to get rid of it. Anyway, I hope you guys are well. It's, like I said, it's Sunday here. It was just 2 weeks ago that I filmed, so I don't have a ton of stitching. But I have a big fully finished object and I'm going to give that away today. So I wanted to show it off to you, and also have it in my Flosstube memories before I pass it on. So in my last video, I showed you my finish of the Shire and I said that I was going to take it to Hobby Lobby to have it framed. And I did. And guys, I'm so impressed with one. It took 8 days. I took it on a Monday night and I picked it up on a Tuesday night. No, I took it on a Monday and I picked it up on a Wednesday. So it was 9 days, which is still, I think, great. It was very affordable. The girl who does the framing at my Hobby Lobby does a wonderful job. I know that you hear horror stories on Flosstube and Instagram about stitchers who have had just awful experiences with big box stores. I did not have that experience. I am really, really pleased. I think she made my stitching look beautiful and that it was an affordable, not cheap, but affordable way to frame. I hate framing. It's not actually the lacing. I don't mind doing that. I hate cutting the backing board. I hate it. I just don't have the room. I don't have, I have like a dollar store box cutter that I use. My mat board, or my, board is the same one I use for cutting fabric. It's not very big just because I cut on the top of a dresser. So I'm literally cutting on top of a dresser that has a mirror in the back. So I can't even let anything overhang into the back. There's just not enough room. So anyway, I decided to try out having the Shire framed professionally, and let me show it to you. You guys, it looks great. I am so happy with this. So obviously there's glass, which I am thrilled about because it's going to my dad's house today, and he's a man and he doesn't know how to dust, and he lives alone except for his fiance, who does not obviously clean at his house. So I wasn't expecting glass, and I'm very glad to have it. So you can see the frame. This is just one of their $30 frames that are empty. And then because I bought it and had something put in it, it was $15. They're always 50% off. And then I got a like hunter green mat. There we go. So it's like a hunter green mat. And then she added the glass. So I don't know how to get a good, there we go. Whoop. There we go. I think it looks amazing. I think I've told you a million times, this is on 14 count Aida. It is tent stitch with 4 strands of DMC, and it's the called for colors. And this is the Shire by Visit the Shire by Country Magic Stitches. I am planning to do all of the Lord of the Rings one in this series if my dad likes this one. And if he does like this one, I'm going to count them, and I'm going to order the frames so I have them. The girl at Hobby Lobby told me they'd probably have the frames for the rest of the year, so there's not a great rush, but then after that I would be in trouble. So, the Shire. Whoops. It's hard to get with the glass. I don't usually frame with glass, so it's a whole new, there we go. It's done, and I hope my dad likes it. And it came with this is already on there, and then I love these little plastic feet so it doesn't bang against the wall. So I am going to sign it. I don't normally sign my pieces. I'm forgetful, but I am going to sign this before I take it to him today. I'm picking up, you don't want to look at the back, you want to look at the sky. I'm picking up Mexican food and going up there and giving this to him. So I sincerely hope he likes it. Oh, and also the Harry Potter ones that I'm doing for myself, this is the wall that they're going to go on. So that's my big fully finished object that I sincerely hope my dad likes. Who knows? I think he's going to like it because he loves Lord of the Rings and he loves the Shire. Like I sent a message to my dad and my uncle and my brother. We have a group chat. And I was like, what is your favorite place in the Lord of the Rings? And my dad's answer was the Shire. So that's why I picked that one for first. And then I'm going to do Rivendell next for him because everybody loves the elves. Okay. So now I do have another finish. It's a small. I have all of my 4th of July smalls in this bag. And it is Birds of a Feather, Land That I Love. I used 32 count lamb's wool. The last of it, I'm very sad. I should buy a yard of lamb's wool. I do like it quite a bit. And I get a lot of use out of it. It's a very versatile fabric, and it's good for stitching in hand because it's got some real like heft to it. So I used the DMC conversion except for Lancaster red because I just happen to have that, and that's a week's color. And then I used 2 strands over 2. I always forget that you should use 1 strand on 32 count, and then it's too late. So anyway, here's my finish. Let's see if I can get you. There we go. So there's my finish. I really like it. I put this year, and then I was a little off, so I just put my initials a little differently. So that's for Katie Carney. I really like it. I love those little fish. I was doing them, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about these. My fish don't have eyes. The next time you see this, my fish will have eyes, God willing. I forgot to go back and put them in. It's a good thing I do Flosstube. But anyway, I really like the fish. So that's my finish. This will be a pillow for my dough bowl. And then this week I'm planning, I've got it kitted up. I'm going to start either the sampler or one of these two. I haven't decided which yet. I am using the called for DMC, but I am subbing in the red because the red they called for, one, I didn't have it. The red is, hang on. The red is $3.55. I probably have it in my Santa's, Prairie Schooler Santa's, but I decided I wanted something brighter, and Sarah in my Valentine's basket had gotten me a Bing Cherry by Classic Colorworks, And I think that it looks really good with the called for blue. Doesn't that look nice together? So I subbed in the red, and then I'm using a 16 count mystery dyed Ada. I have that huge piece, so I'm going to use this because they are prim. So we'll see. That's for this week. I'm hoping to finish the small I'm currently working on and then move on to that. So now let's look at whips. I only have 2. I'm lying to you. I have 3, one of which is going away for a couple days. So first off, Heartstring Sampler in my pretty little southern bag that I love so much. And actually this bag is just perfect for this sampler. So this is from her her small samplings collection. And this is Anne Whitaker, 1827. It's very, very pretty. Oopsie. And then here's a picture of the original in postcard form. So I bought this as a kit. It came with all the colors. And here they are. Little worse, slightly worse for wear, you know, the more you use them, the less, although I've been working on this for what feels like forever. And I've only used Colonial Rose, which I love, and Cadet. So we're getting there. So there's the threads. And then the fabric is, I think I told you guys last time, it's a 28 count R&R Winter's Brew. And I am doing 2 strands over 2. She calls for 1 strand. I, on 28 count, definitely prefer 2 strands. I finally got the border finished, and I have just started the lettering. Let me move my needle out of the way so you can actually see it. So, and I'm doing this in hand. This is my Fra and I Are Watching TV stitch. So the little girl who did, I'm assuming one that, so there's stitches here and here and in a couple other places that are missing on the border. I presume that that's damage to the piece, and not that she just randomly going around a whole border skipped randomly 5 stitches. I did leave that in, but in this green border down this side, halfway through in half-ish, she started doing, instead of 3 stitches here and here and here and here, she did 4. And what I like about border stitching is you don't have to pay attention. Once you figure out that border, you can do it. So I decided to ignore that, and I just did 3 all the way down. And then just the very bottom one, I had to use 4 stitches. And then there's, I'm assuming this is a mistake also, there's just these random stitches here. But again, it's really cute. I love it. She gave you plenty of fabric. I could have done this like over 4. So it's, like I said, it's really, really pretty. I am going to turn it into a pillow and actually probably put it on my bed, because it'll match how I have things set up in here. So I'm hoping, I think I should be able to finish that this week. Letters go pretty fast for me. The only issue is because there's so many mistakes and what I'm assuming is damage. So you can see here, for instance, like she did all the letters twice, but there's only half of a J, and there's only 3 stitches of the first K. And I have not yet decided what I'm going to do about that. And then her name down here, to make it fit, is over 1, which you guys know I hate doing over 1, but I'm sure that I'll do it 10, so it should be okay. So anyway, I'm hoping to finish this week and then move on to the 4th of July stuff, because I'm borrowing those patterns and I need to get them back to their owner. Okay, sorry, 3rd cup of coffee. Next is I finally finished My 4th page on Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Sampler. Are you sensing a theme? She can do no wrong in my eyes. I love everything she does. I have a Pride and Prejudice piece ready to go. So there's that. So I was working on page 4 this time. And everything was kind of not fitting. And I was like, what the heck did I do? I almost just dropped the H-E-L-L word. I'm glad I didn't. And I finally figured out that I messed up the border just a hair. But so I can see where I messed it up, luckily. I got everything, so we were working from about here on. And I got everything in, and when I figured out that I was a little off, for the bottom section, I worked off what was already there. So I should be okay. We'll see. So here it is so far. This is the first 4 pages. I'm set to start the 5th page somewhere around the 1st. We'll see. I might give myself a couple more days off. Like I said, I feel a lot better now that I know where I had screwed up. Where I had messed up. Don't need to say bad words on my YouTube. So now that I figured that out, hopefully I've fixed it. So yeah, here is what I did. Love the moth. Love the beginnings of the angel. So it's very pretty. And nothing I ever do is perfect, and this is for me, so it's fine. And the threads, so it's a 36 count. I think this is Winter's Brew also, by R&R. And then I am using all of the called for threads except for what the shop I purchased it kitted up from. What they didn't have, I didn't obviously get. So there we go. The problem with filming in my back bedroom is my walls are pink. That wall's pink. And then the other 3 walls are awful paneling. It's wood. It's very expensive paneling, but it's like a blonde or a medium blonde color. It's not really blonde. So everything kind of blows out and looks kind of pink in here, but there's nothing I can do about that, and it's too much of a mess in there for you to see. That's my shame gland. So anyway, Consider the Lilies, and that's in. I love this bag that I made. I think it's one of my favorites. And then I also worked on, so when I was at Hobby Lobby dropping off the Shire, I had to make a return because I bought something that I thought was one thing and it turns out it was another. And I was like, well, just give me a gift card. I promise I will use it. And I was like, I'm going to use it towards the frame. I did not. I purchased. So I have been trying to learn tatting on and off since high school, probably. And I've always tried it with a shuttle, and I've never been able to figure it out. This has always been a problem. So I was at Hobby Lobby, and they had learn needle tatting. So I was like, well, you know what? I've got this gift card. Let me try it. So it comes with your needles. It comes with 4 needles and a needle threader. And then because they're changing brands of stuff, I got a bunch of these. They were on sale for 99 cents each. And I've gotten so the first night I got a single loop. Where is it? I think I kept it. I must have lost it, but I got a single loop done the first night and I was so proud. And then the second night I got these 2 loops. And then the third night we got super duper crazy and I did a chain. So I got these 2 loops here. I wish there was a better way to show you. There we go. So there's like these 2 loops here, and then I did a chain and I got another loop. And then I did this. And this is 4 loops together. Hang on. Let's see if I can. There we go. So I haven't picked it up in a couple days because I've been busy, but I really like it. So it's not on a shuttle. You're just using a needle, a very long needle. Like you could kill somebody with this. And I've watched some videos, and it's the first time I have ever been able to successfully tat. Obviously I'm not very good, but we're working on it. I would love to, like, you know, make the edging for a doily or something just to get some practice in. What I need to figure out is how to, because what you do is you leave yourself a long tail, and I need to leave myself a long enough tail so that I can keep going. So that's next. The nice thing, so I would 100% wear all of this. Like, could you imagine? So this is a dress from Walmart that was $15, but could you imagine? I'm such an old woman, but I just think it would be so cute with like a tatted lace edge. I'm 100. It's fine. But come on, that's cute. I love like a Peter Pan collar. Anyway, so it did come with left-handed instructions because I am lefty. So it's the double stitch for left hand, and then once you figure out doing it in your left hand, everything you do, you just do in reverse. So I found a couple videos online. I very much enjoyed this. It was like $25, but it came with the needles, and I think once you have the needles, you're good to go. And it sounds like the brand of needles that Hobby Lobby carries is like the brand of needles. So highly recommend. And then I pulled out Mirabilia, Lady of the Flag. As you know, I keep her in a bag so she doesn't get ruined. This was my unicorn chart. I started her last year on the 4th of July, and my tentative goal is to have her finished by this 4th of July. So I've only gotten probably another 300 or 400 stitches in that I did last night. So the edge, I had stopped here. So all of this is new as of last night. I have to say, it takes forever because you're just changing colors a lot. But the use of color in this piece and the use of shading with DMC is just genius, I think. I'm actually going to take it out of the hoop because it's not hard. I love these kind of hoops because they're the kind that Michelle McGraw recommended. I bought them in like every size. Turns out I like the big one the best. But I mean, look at that. Just the shade, it's beautiful. She really is very beautiful. And we're getting there. So on the page I'm working on, it's from here down, so it kind of goes in, so it's not quite a full page. And then I have this part, and then just the bottom section, which is not full pages. So a couple more pages and I'll be done. I am using the Having Also Seen Better Days called for DMC on this. I love it. If you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend. But so this is going to be my focus piece until it's done. I will, of course, pick up Consider the Lilies once a month to get that page done, but this will be my focus until it's finished. All right. So now let's do haul. I don't have a ton today, but I have some clothing, so hang on. Oh, Maron. So I think you guys know that I get the Frogwarts. I got the first year box and I am planning to get the second, and that's through the Black Needle Society. It is sold out and it is very expensive. I am very lucky that I was able to justify that purchase. But I do realize it's not for everyone. One of the employees of their company, her name is Athena, and she's on Instagram. She has started making t-shirts. And she does a lot of cross-stitch shirts, and that's great. But cross-stitch shirts, not quite my thing. Often they are snarky. Often they're about, it's the same thing with knitting t-shirts. I knit so I don't kill people. I don't need a t-shirt that says that. You know, I cross-stitch so I don't stab people. I don't need that either. Just not my thing. But if you give me a little bit of Harry Potter and stitching, much more up my alley. So she had t-shirts and I bought 4 of them. So you were able to pick your color. And so this says, I cross-stitch because casting Avada Kedavra on muggles is frowned upon. So again, I'm good with saying that I cross-stitch so I don't kill people, but I want it to be like, not like, I don't know. I just thought this was cute. This one I haven't worn yet. Then I have to go, hang on. Oh God, I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. Then this one I've already worn. So this one says, I solemnly swear that I'm up to so good. Love it. And then the back says, stitching managed. It's a little, I let this one air dry yesterday on a rack. So it's a little wrinkly. But what I really liked is, so I decided to test the 2 that I had already worn. So this one just went in the washing machine. And you can see everything still looks good. And then this one I washed and dried. Don't know if it shrunk. But this is Gryffindor. And it's just the, like, what Gryffindors, you know, what they stand for. But, and then on the side, it's got a Gryffindor on it. But the letters still look really good. Washed, I dried that one. And then this one I have not worn yet. And this said, stitching can be done, even in the darkest of times, if only one remembers to turn on the light. And I love, this is like my favorite Harry Potter quote. I love those kind of like cool parts of the books that might not seem so deep, and then when you grow up they become much deeper. So had to get this. Probably gonna wear it today once I change out of my church clothes. So I highly recommend. I ordered through the Frogwarts group. I don't know if she advertises on Instagram, but if she does, they're great. Then I like the Frixon erasable pens, but I was at Hobby Lobby a couple weeks ago and my friend and I each picked up a pack of these. I have a Rocket book, which is the digital book that you could take a picture of and it goes up online. These do work with that. So these are erasable Hobby Lobby pens, which I recommend. And then my Country Cottage Needlework Sampler of the Month came. So this is May. But they charged me and sent me April again. I did reach out to Dreama, who's the owner of the shop. She is going to, on my next order, send me a prepaid envelope. And I will send it back. The issue is, I kind of want to do April now. Because I have a photocopy of my April. But I can't find the actual pattern. So, like, I know I had it, and I know I made a copy of it. I just don't know what I did with it, which means I can't show you guys. So, maybe I'll get this done before I have to mail it back. Because I have the photocopy. Like, I don't need to open this. That's April. I don't need to open this. I just need to have a thing to show you guys on the Flosstube. But anyway, she got right back to me. I love Needlework Corner. She is really, really responsive. It's actually her 41st anniversary, and if money grew on trees, I would go to her retreat that she's having because it's in Baltimore. And it's only, I think, for 50 people, so it's not big. But I've been spending money like a drunken sailor. So I decided to go to Ohio to see my mom's family in Vandalia, which is just about an hour outside of Columbus. So I'm going to fly in August. So I had to buy my plane ticket, had to rent a car. I've never actually, in all of 34 years old, I've been going to Ohio since I was in the womb. And sorry, my nose is itching. Oh my gosh. So I've been going to Ohio my entire life, and I've always driven, but usually with someone. I've only done the drive alone like twice, and it's like 8.5 hours if you don't stop at all, which obviously I stop. And 80 is just hellish. You're just up and down mountains. There's no radio. There's no cell phone service. But I was gonna drive because I need a car while I'm there. But Fra was like, no. And we had a huge fight about it. So I'm going to take a plane and rent a car. And I'm actually going to go to Keepsakes because Cincinnati's about, I don't know, an hour and 20 minutes from where I'll be in Dayton, well, Vandalia. But I have family who is starts with an M, Marshall, something like that. And you have to drive through Cincinnati to get there. So I'm going to drive down, go to Keepsakes, continue on to see my cousin who's in her it's my mom's cousin, who's in her 80s, spend time with them on Thursday, and then drive back to Vandalia, see my family Thursday night. Friday, I am driving to Indiana I emailed poor Vanna and I was like, so I'm going to be in Ohio. And your quilt shop's only like 2 hours away from where I'm going to be. So what if I came to visit you? Would that be weird? And luckily she said no. So I'm going to go see her in the morning at her quilt shop and probably spend more money than I need to. And then on my way back, I have a dear friend, Kat, who, if you're watching, hi, honey, who lives in Indianapolis. So on my way back, I'm going to swing into, I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be like driving in Philadelphia. I don't know how many people live in Indianapolis. Anyway, we're going to meet up. There's apparently a cute little neighborhood that has a yarn shop and coffee shops. And really, I get to hug her because she's vaccinated and I'm vaccinated. And we are like dear internet friends and I've never gotten to meet her. So I'm so excited. And then Friday night, I have coworkers who live in Dayton. So I'll either see them or see my family. And then family on Saturday. And then Sunday day, family. And then I fly out at like 5 o'clock. That was a really long bit of storytelling about my trip to Ohio that you probably don't care about. And Fra and I are going to Connecticut at the end of June. All sorts of traveling is happening, which is weird. Last bit of haul. This is 1986 in cross stitch by Laura Conley. It's Folk Heart Designs, and somebody put it up on Stash Unload, and I really liked this picture on the front, but that's the year I was born, so I got it. And there are some really cute patterns in here. It's a calendar, so, it's just like all the cross stitch calendars. I think these ones have aged pretty well, or they're back in style, depending on how you look at things. Imagine this as a pillow. Obviously, these were all stitched on Aida, and that's fine. I'll probably use Aida for several of them. But I love this one so much. It says, friends share the little things, adventures, flowers, and each other's smiles. I love that. It's also got she used this calendar. It's got her notes on it. She got a perm on the 4th of September. And then look at these little farm scene. I think it's really, really cute. And then I'm just going to flash quick the pattern. They're those old handwritten patterns, but they all use, looks like 14 count khaki Aida and DMC, which is great. So $13 with shipping. So I was very happy. And it came super fast. So I think that's all I have. I've been talking for 35 minutes and I need to go downstairs and make Frost some lunch before I go to my dad's. Thank you guys so much for checking in. I hope you're well and safe. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday and a great... It'll probably be 3 weeks before I come back because in 2 weekends, Fra's brother will have just left and Mother's Day will be the 9th. So also, if I don't talk to you, to all the moms who watch, happy Mother's Day. You guys are just, you are the rock stars of the world. What would we do without mothers? So thank you all. Talk to you soon.